Hi,
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. So, what brings you here today?
I've been a little bit stressed with school. It's that time of year with exams and everything. Lots of assignments, tons of papers due. Uh, yeah, and yeah, some relationship stuff, I guess. Yeah.
So, it's been stressful a little bit.
Yeah, it's been stressful. I've been doing okay in my classes. In one of my classes, I think I'll get a pretty good grade. I've just been stressing because I want to get into a specific program at school, and it's really hard for me to keep up. Um, I think it's a 70% average or maybe 80, I'm not sure. But to keep up an average is really hard for me. It just stresses me out knowing that I have a number that I have to reach instead of just doing well. I have to have a certain goal, which really stresses me out because it puts a lot of pressure on me. So I've been struggling with that a little bit.
So it feels stressful because now you know you have to reach a goal there. It is there, and you have to reach it.
Yeah, as opposed to just saying, oh, I have to do well in this class, oh, I have to do good in this class. It's, oh, I have to get a specific mark, oh, I have to do this, and, I am not really a goal setting type person, but I'm realizing that I'm going to have to be if I want to do well in my classes.
Yeah, so I feel like you're feeling more comfortable if it's just doing well than setting an exact goal there.
Yeah, which probably makes me sound a little bit lazy. But I don't know. It's hard for me to say I need to do this and then do it. Usually, if I say I need to do something, I kind of take my time doing it. Um, yeah, so that's kind of an issue, but yeah.
So you're feeling unsure if you can get in the program, and that worries you?
Yeah, it does worry me a lot actually because I'm in my second year here at UVic, and I'm not in a program. I was in writing last year, and I liked it, but it wasn't for me. And I'm in my second year. I don't really have a declared program, and I don't want to have to wait another year not being in the program. So I'm kind of just stressing out. I mean, it's a good thing with child and youth care. I can always take the courses without being in the program, which is nice, but I still really want to get into the program. I think everyone does, but I just really don't want to disappoint my dad because he's paying for my tuition, and I didn't really get the best grades last year, so I really want to do well this year.
So you feel like you should do well to make your father happy?
Yeah, actually, yeah. A lot of it, I value his opinion very, very much, and I can tell when he's disappointed in me, and I hate when he's disappointed in me because I just feel so sad and I know I've screwed up or done something wrong, and he just does so much for me. I really just want to make him proud of me. I guess is the biggest thing for me is just making him, proud and doing well, making him feel like I'm doing something good with his money.
Part of the reason why you really want to do it better is because that you want your father to feel proud of you, right?
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, it's probably the biggest stressor for me is, I mean, he's not very hard on me or anything. I put the stress on myself. But just knowing that if I do bad, I get nervous to tell him my mark even, and I don't know, I don't like making him disappointed in me. And I can tell when he's disappointed, and he's not mean or anything or gets angry. You can just tell that he knows I could have done better, and I know I could have done better, and I'm just not trying hard enough, so.
Sounds to me like you're morally thinking you should do better for your father while he didn't really ask you to do better for him.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. He's not actually saying, you need to do good, you need to do good. I'm putting that on myself, and Yeah, actually, that's a really good point. Yeah, I do it to myself, basically. I don't need to get 100% and everything, and I don't. But I don't know, I'm realizing how good it feels to get good marks. And I've never really cared about that before, but now I have to worry about, getting into a program, not just wasting money on tuition, and, actually doing well in my classes. So, yeah, been a pretty big stressor. Mm-hmm.
So your stress partly come from not your father, but actually yourself. It sounds to me like.
Yeah, it is. I put a lot of pressure on myself for certain things. Yeah, it's a bad habit, but I do it. Yeah.
Sounds to me like you're pretty easy to feel guilty for yourself.
Yes. Yeah, I do. I have this guilt that I always feel guilty for something, and it's almost like I'm looking for something to feel guilty about. Like even this, I know I'm seeing a guy that we're dating. We've been dating for almost 2 months, and it's awesome, and he's super nice, and it's just going like at a really nice pace, and I'm just like super happy, and there's no reason for me to feel sad or I should feel comfortable. But sometimes if I'll do something, I know that he doesn't care, but I'll feel guilty if I do something that I think might have, if I tease him too much, even if it doesn't bug him, I'm like, oh, maybe I was too mean. And I like think about it later and put guilt on myself. And he doesn't care. I have no reason to feel guilty, but it's like I make myself feel guilty for no reason. Yeah.
So you feel like you're too sensitive to yourself in relationships.
Almost. Yeah, it's like I need to not think about it as much. I think that's my problem is I overthink lots of things, even with my dad and everything. Like he's not saying anything bad, but I feel guilty anyway that I'm not doing well enough, and I really shouldn't. So
Sounds to me like you really care about people around you, how they feel and react to your words, to your behavior.
yeah, that's a good point. I do. I try not to, but I do actually care quite a bit how people perceive me. Not people in general, like random people I don't know, but people that are close to me in my life. I care deeply about what they think of me, and no one thinks badly of me. I don't, hopefully, because they're my friends. But if I were to ever do something to hurt them, like I would care very much about how they saw me after that, or like how they felt about me, what I did. So
most people in your life are really important to you.
yeah, I have. I don't really have a big. I mean, I have a group of friends, but I try to keep my friends simple. Like I don't really have a ton of friends. I did in high school, but that's high school. It's just easier for me to talk to people if it's in a smaller group. I can get really intimidated being in big groups, and I tend not to have as much fun because I just get left out because I don't try to fit in as much. So, yeah, I try to keep the people that are in my life close to me. And
so you prefer smaller social circle so that each of your group is actually a friend of you, good friend of you.
Yeah, that's pretty important to me is having like stable friendships, I guess. I've had a lot of friendships where they've just been more acquaintances. Like they're not really my true friends. They're just people that I hang out with sometimes, which I don't mind. Like I like having some of those people. I think it's nice. But if I'm going to be friends with someone to tell them personal things, it's usually I want that person to be someone that I know I can trust and that I can have a deeper relationship with and like actually talk about things. Yeah. I think that's for most people, but for me it's really important.
Yeah. serious about telling others about your life, your friends about
Yeah, I am. Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah. I mean, I don't have like a very dark life or anything, but it is important. I need to be able to trust people. Um, I haven't really had anyone break my trust with, what I've told them or anything, but I've just learned that I need, like about myself, I need I need to feel comfortable around people to actually be around them.
So your friends are really important for you.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'd say my family's probably more important to me, but my friends are still really important to me, but I don't know, right now, I'd say my relationship with this guy is the most important relationship. I've kind of set my family aside, so I haven't really been hanging out with my family as much, but I live at home, so I see them every day, but I've kind of just been holed up in my room doing homework or just not really doing a whole lot of socializing with my family. I've been hanging out with friends more now and hanging out with this guy a lot more now, which I think is good. But I feel guilty for not hanging out or not being with my family. And I'm not even saying it's a bad thing. I just feel like I should be there for some reason. Mm-hmm.
Feel like you're not being a good daughter in your heart because you're not getting involved into the family life that much.
Yeah. And in my family, because I live with my dad and my brother, I'm kind of like the mom of the house. My parents are divorced, so I feel like I kind of like I don't know. It's like I want to be there, especially when I have a younger sister who's 9, and she comes to visit every other weekend or every weekend, and which is awesome. But the weekends are when I go and have fun, and I really like. I'm 19. I really want to go out and have fun, but I also really want to be there for her, and I feel like that's when I feel most guilty about anything in my life is when she's at home and I could be hanging out with her, but I'm hanging out with friends instead, and like I don't let myself have as much fun.
So you feel like you feel guilty because you think you have that responsibility to your family to be the mom kind of role in the family, right?
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I put on the mom role more often than I want to, I think. Like, even when people first meet our family, they go, "Oh wow, that girl's like the mom of the house," and for some reason that makes me so mad. But I know I am. Like I know that I have that role, which really isn't a big deal. I mean, I just like to take care of people, and I'm the oldest of 4 kids, and I think I grew up taking care of my younger siblings, so that's just second nature to me to be there for other people. Um, so yeah, that's definitely.
So you just automatically turn into that role.
Yeah, it's almost like I don't even try to do that. Like when my brother and dad are fighting sometimes, I will try to fix it. Like I'll try to be the mediator and get in between them and say, guys, just work it out. And then they'll go, you're not the mom. Like you're not involved in this. Just go. And I'm like, oh, I know, I'm sorry. I don't need to get involved. It's not my problem. Yeah.
So you feel like you just can't control it.
Yeah, it's like involuntary. It just happens. Like, I mean, I've been working on it a lot and I think I'm getting better, but I definitely have a hard time just like keeping my mouth shut and not saying anything. And it's like I feel like I have to get involved, but I don't actually have to. Like, my dad is the dad. He can do it and he can fix it and he's a reasonable guy, but for some reason when they're fighting, I feel like I can see both sides of the story. Like I'm hearing all of it and I can totally tell them what are meaning. Like if they're saying stuff and they're fighting about something really stupid, I can be like, you're not like being honest or something, and they'll be like, butt out. I'm like, I'm sorry, I know.
So sometimes you really want to help, right? Mm-hmm. But as a daughter, I feel like it's not your responsibility to help.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me.
Sounds to me you put a lot of responsibility to yourself, which actually is not that necessary to have, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I like just not even on myself. It's like I put a lot of responsibility on myself to take care of other people. Like even not even just take care, but like I take other people's opinions and their thoughts into consideration more than I do my own thoughts. Like even for school, like I'm worried about my dad um, seeing my grades more than I am about me seeing my grades. And they're my grades. Like I should be worried about them. But instead I'm worried about, oh, what's he gonna think of my grades? But it's like, what am I gonna think about my grades? And it's so hard for me to just be in that me mindset. Yeah.
Sounds to me like you're um, a little concerned or worries that because you're sometimes living for other people's um, uh, like thing like perspective.
Yeah. Perspective. Yeah, I do. Like I have a hard time just doing things for myself. Like I mean I make time for myself, but I guess a better way of saying it is I have a hard time just, you know, doing things that and not concerning myself with other people. I have a hard time not getting involved in things, not drama or anything, but mostly with family situations. I tend to stick my nose where it doesn't belong and, you know, just intervene when I don't really have to.
I feel like you should live for yourself instead of concern too much about others and how others
Yeah.
sees you.
Yeah. I've been struggling with that for a long time, just trying to not get involved and not worry about other people and worry just more about what I'm feeling. And even this is coming out in this relationship, this new relationship with this guy. I've just noticed a lot of the stuff that I do at home, I've been doing with him too. Like, uh, he doesn't like being told what to do, just because he's a guy. But sometimes I'll try to help him with things, and I forget, oh, you're not my brother or my dad or who my like, not even really like my, I mean, you're my friend, but like kind of more of a boyfriend type thing. And it's like, I don't realize in my head that that's emasculating for him. Like it makes him feel like he's a man, he can do it himself. For me, it's just, oh, let me help you, but I have to realize there's boundaries and I am not supposed to help you right now. Like you're supposed to just do it by yourself. So
It feels like you're so helpful that sometimes you, from others' eye, you look even makes you looks like a some sort of control freak because you're just so helpful.
yeah, that's totally it. Like I mean, I even see myself as a control freak a little bit just because I do. Like if I don't feel like I'm in control of a situation, I can get a little bit uncomfortable, I think. Like if I feel mostly in my like home situations, like if I feel like I'm not like if we're having an argument, me and my dad, or let's say, and I'm not, um, I don't know, his point is more valid than mine, and I know that, then I get really uncomfortable. And not just because I don't like being wrong. I don't mind saying I'm wrong. It's just I feel like I don't even know what to say. Like I just feel so like, oh, I can't control this. Like, or if they're fighting, I have to realize I can't control that situation, but for some reason I want to control it. Like I need to say this is what we should do, this is what we should do, and I come off as kind of a control freak, but to me it's just like that's where I'm comfortable is having things in order, at least in my house. Outside of the house, I'm not like that at all, but in my house I can get like that.
So you feel like you're organized and you want things be organized in your way so that they can be organized.
Yeah, basically, it's yeah. I guess like the biggest thing is when I can't control like a situation in my life, like if something happens, it's like a big deal with a friend, or like if someone, even if someone gets really sick, um, and I can't help them, I feel so almost kind of guilty, even though it has nothing to do with me. I feel like, oh, I can't help you. Like, I feel so bad. Like, I wish I could do something. And I do that for such a long time. So, but I don't know, I'm working on it. I'm getting better at just kind of separating myself.
May I summarize? Because
Yeah.
time is up. Sounds to me like you're really helpful and wanna try to help, like with your family members and with your friends around you. You're really helpful and sometimes wanna control the things around you. And if you can't help others, it makes you feel guilty sometimes, most of the time. That being um, make making you a little concerned and worries about it. Yeah, and I can tell that you're working on it and you are thinking about it, which is really good.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Thank you for being here and sharing your thoughts.
Thanks for listening. Yeah, that was so good. Oh, that was way, oh my gosh. I'm so happy with these.